Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Bucci. Today I've got another Guild Wars 2 video for you, and today I'm just bringing you an update on two builds that I've talked about on my channel: the Dagger leveling build that I used to get to level 80, and the Scepter Dagger build that I'm using now for general PvE. I'm hoping to keep this video quite short, but now that I've said that it'll probably run on for ages, but let's go into it anyway. So let's start with the Dagger leveling build that I talked about a month or so ago. So in that first video I only went to level 60. At the time I was only at level 60 and the build had worked for me until then, and there are a few changes I would like to say you should probably take into account between 60 and 80, which I didn't actually touch on. So firstly, you're going to have an extra 20 points to spend in your traits, and this is how I suggest allocating them. Put 10 into Arcane for Evasive Arcana, so you'll have 30 points in Arcane, which will give you Evasive Arcana, and that's kind of useful for dodging, and it'll be more useful in sustained fights rather than shorter ones, just for that extra damage. And if you're in the water attunement, you'll get some extra healing. Then you want to put 5 into water for the extra vitality and healing power, and 5 into earth for extra toughness, plus 1 toughness per level, which is the minor trait of the earth tree, which I forget the name of as of yet. Now, for armor stats, power and precision are the priority, really, but if you're struggling with enemies, then vitality might be helpful too. But if you're going to have 25 points in the water tree by level 80, you probably won't need much more vitality, so power and precision should be your main priority. Moving swiftly on to the changes to my Scepter and Dagger build. Firstly, replace Piercing Shards with Cleansing Wave or any other major trait that's useful to you. I would suggest Cleansing Wave, but it really is your choice. Piercing Shards is mostly useless since the extra damage is only while you're in the water attunement, and you shouldn't really be doing damage in the water attunement anyway. You should either be in air or fire for that, or maybe earth, but not really for water, unless you get stuck in the water attunement and all the other ones are on cooldown, which should be quite rare. Then Piercing Shards is absolutely useless in my opinion. Also, switching Elementalist Electricity for Arcane Lightning might be a good idea. You get an extra 10% crit damage for 15 seconds, which is mental, and Arcane skills are fundamental, so you're always going to be using Arcane skills in this build, so you will have that extra 10% crit damage up for a lot of the time. That will be proccing a fair bit. Obviously it doesn't stack, but an extra 10% crit damage on its own is pretty impressive. And Aeromancer's Electricity, while it does reduce cooldown time, isn't as important as the extra crit damage. And since you'll be critting quite a bit, you'll want that extra damage right there. I've also been talking a lot about might stacking in these build videos and how I feel it's really important as an Elementalist to be doing this for your team. While I still believe that might stacking and adding 16 stacks of might for all your teammates is really useful, in harder difficulty dungeons and higher level fractals, you won't have much room for error, and the closer you are to a boss trying to land the combo, the more likely you are to get killed. So try and avoid using the might stacking rotation if you aren't comfortable with the boss's mechanics, and if the fight involves you moving around lots, then you're just not going to be able to do this at all. The might stacking rotation will be useful, however, against big groups of mobs, so you should definitely do it then. And finally, I'd like to talk a little bit about the weapons. I went over this a bit too quickly in the Scepter and Dagger build video, but I would recommend Berserker stats on both the Scepter and the Dagger, and sticking Bloodlust on both is a good idea to get 2 stacks per kill as opposed to 1. However, if you're killing lots of stuff in dungeons and you're not being down very much, then it might be worth putting a Sigil of Force or Accuracy on the Dagger. I would suggest Accuracy over Force, since you'll need the extra crit chance more than you'll need the extra power, because you'll have a lot with this build. That basically wraps up everything I needed to say and all the updates I need to make. Hopefully this will answer any questions that you may have had on either of these builds, and I'm sorry that I don't have any more Dagger footage, because I don't use Dagger anymore, and obviously I'm not leveling, so I don't need it. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe, and please leave comments if you need any further explanation or you have any criticisms, comments, whatever. Put it in the comment section below. Thanks a lot everyone. See you later.